Earlier this week, Oklahoma President David Boren made some waves when he said the Big 12 should expand, get back to 12 teams. One of the interesting nuggets he threw out was that the league's TV contract automatically grows if the Big 12 adds teams. So how likely is this, and who would be a good fit?
You hear a lot of different schools thrown around, but Boren also said the Big 12 should be, quote, very selective. Here's some of the names that have been thrown around. This goes back maybe a couple years. Boise State, BYU, Cincinnati, Clemson, Florida State, you see Houston, Iowa, Louisville, Nebraska, SMU. I mean, what do you think? Who are some of your top choices there?
If I could, I think Louisville would be a great fit to bridge that gap with West Virginia. Big 12 should have taken them in the first place, but everybody in the ACC seems locked into that grant of rights deal until about 2078, so they might be out there. Nebraska, let me just tell you this. Here's Nebraska's Big Ten football schedule this year. At Illinois, home against Wisconsin, at Minnesota, Northwestern, at Purdue, Michigan State, at Rutgers, and Iowa. So not exactly what they thought they were getting into. They're not coming back to the Big 12 unless the Longhorn Network completely blows up and Texas goes up there and apologizes. So probably cross them out. Cincinnati, maybe? I mean,
everybody on that list actually gives me a kind of an feeling, except you said they're locked in until 2078 or whatever, but Florida State and Clemson.
Right.
That'll be a real coup to steal those two away from the ACC and put them in the Big 12. Two big-time national powers to get in the Big 12. I think that would be probably the best that could possibly happen. Other than that, Cincinnati, BYU, who can't play on Sundays, none of them really, you know, light you on fire.
Sure. Once they got the one true champion thing figured out, it is cool that everybody plays everybody, as long as we don't have co-champions. And I think it's kind of too early to tell just how much not having a title game hurt TCU and Baylor 1 year.
Right.
Maybe don't jump at it, especially if your answer is Houston and Cincinnati. I don't know how much that's going to solve.
I think they should do it, but there's just not a lot out there for them.
They'll be in a good spot when the conferences blow up again. But until then, I think it's kind of a holding pattern.